Hello, and welcome to another Take a Look At. We just had a fascinating conversations about hyenas and dragonflies. We also managed a couple of people short today. I haven't heard back from Smelly. That might be because he lives on the East Coast in Texas. That might be the reason.
Well, he's not dead. And
yeah, we know he's not dead. We know he's all right.
He claims that he's got a house on the internet still.
Yeah.
That's the last I heard from him was, I'm alive, don't worry.
Yeah. And Rhetoric&Discourse, he had to go shopping for furniture.
He's got to be a married, domesticated husband for today.
Yeah. Just skewer whip crack. Anyways, I guess we should introduce ourselves. We don't do this too often. I'm PurpleDan.
And I'm Microblogganism. And the guy with the owl is ChocolateHat.
There we go.
There.
Just introduced you.
We just introduced ourselves. Have we all got channels? Are we going to say anything about that, or does everyone?
They're in the description. I think most of the people who watch this know.
We should do it every so often, but
yeah.
So
anyways,
what's this website about?
It's about Morgellons Disease, which is a made-up disease. Well, sort of. We will get to the symptoms, but basically, it's people who believe that they have fibers and like parasites living in them under the skin, and they come out of the skin.
The symptoms read largely to me, and I said this in our chat earlier, like scabies.
Kinda, yeah, just with more fibers.
Yeah, rather than tunnels. Actual
in reality, the disease doesn't exist, and the symptoms are like the idea is equivalent with something called delusional parasitosis, which is like a delusion in the actual medical term, where you are under the belief that you have parasites in you.
Yeah,
there's
a couple of really cool names for it as well that I found.
Oh.
And I can't remember, but it's also it's got another name. Somebody's name. Syndrome. Oh shit! I'm sorry, I can't find it anymore. I had it before. It was also called. It has other names rather than delusional.
Yeah.
Parasitosis.
Oh, and I should point out, as I also pointed out in the chat, most of these people probably don't have a delusion in that medical sense. I don't think I suspect that most of them aren't actually mentally ill. Like in that sense, a bit like anti-vaxxers aren't mentally ill. They've just convinced themselves of something. Whereas, because in actuality, delusional parasitosis is quite rare, and it's an actual. Well, I guess it's a psychosis. I'm not sure what the terminology is. Oh, and if anyone is wondering why Abraham Lincoln is there, we don't know either.
Yeah.
Wait, what does he have to do with anything? To be honest.
I've got it. Sorry, the other names for delusional parasitosis. One is the delusional infestation. Boring. Or the other one is Ekbom syndrome.
How do you spell that?
EKBOM. Ekbom.
That's an awesome name just in itself.
So that's the real condition that
some of them may have, and it's probably where it started at.
Yeah. And this particular this thing seems a bit like a craze that
it's basically like a conspiracy fad, and it's connected to basically every other conspiracy in existence.
So I assume Alex Jones is really into this shit.
I imagine he's
probably.
Probably.
I don't think there's a conspiracy that guy isn't into in big
I
quotation
have
marks.
I have to point out that while the wife was here, we actually made a Sims character called Alex Jones, and he's pretty much a fucking insane lunatic who goes around spouting conspiracy theories. It was pretty entertaining. Also, my brother had no idea who Alex Jones is, which is what's sad, because
No, that's not sad.
I
It
heard
is
Alex Jones say a conspiracy theory that he doesn't believe in, because somebody was asking him about David Icke, and he said he doesn't believe that the Illuminati are aliens.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, according to what he said, but yeah, everything else.
This site is dedicated to bringing awareness to the public about Morgellons disease, an emerging illness.
I'm not. You know, I mentioned that I couldn't see your screen when you presented it before. I can see your screen, but it's frozen in the place where no one else, where it's that isn't in a place that everyone else can see it. Does that make sense? Like I can see you on the sorry, technical issue. I can see you on the actual feed on YouTube.
Okay.
And it's the picture of Abraham Lincoln at the top, whereas my screen is not. It's the little microscope slides of the fibers that you're looking at before.
Okay, let me try turning it off and on again.
Yeah, because on my side it works right.
Okay, how about now?
Oh no, hang on.
Well, that's annoying.
Oh god. No. It's not. I'm using Chromium. I think it's just wrong.
Well, you would think if anything worked with Hangouts, it would be Google's own fucking system.
You'd think, wouldn't you?
Oh,
Google are hilarious.
Are you using Chromium on Linux or Google Chrome?
I'm using Chromium on Linux.
Yeah, then it's not. Chromium is not it's a Google clone thing. It's not an actual.
It's Google's open source.
Is it?
So it's not exactly the same as Chrome, but it's on the same.
Well, I am just using Google Hangouts, a little app thingamajig. It's full of shit, but it's the only thing that doesn't give me issues. I'm pretty sure the people in the stream are not really interested in our
no.
Well, no, but
issues.
we kind of have to have be able to actually read along.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the web page up, so I can.
Okay.
I can figure it out.
Okay.
I did it last time. Right, carry on.
Should we just fuck it, let's just highlight the whole paragraph. Dan, you want to read?
Yeah, sure. Can you say, how do you say it? Is it
Morgellons. There's like 50 different ways of saying it. No one knows.
Okay. Morgellons disease has remained a medical mystery. It has.
Well, in the same way that Bigfoot has remained a mystery.
Yeah, or Mothman or something. Or some fucking cryptid. A systemic illness.
Yeah, that means it's an illness of the whole body. That's an actual term.
Symptoms includes biting, itching, biting. Oh fuck me! Itching, stinging, and crawling sensations that feel like insects moving on or under the skin. This sounds very psychological. This may be accompanied by slow or non-healing sores, rashes, and lesions. Additional symptoms are black particles, sand-colored granules, and other artifacts that are pushed out from the skin. Debilitating fatigue, mental confusion, brain fog, neurological involvement, possible muscle and joint pain, plus fibers or filaments that emerge from the skin. These fibers are the defining symptom of Morgellons, which separates it from all diseases.
That's so. It's.
I mean, everything else apart from the fibers thing could be a whole range of things.
Okay. Well, I don't like. I don't. Well, I'm guessing you're going to go with the scabies. But do you get
on my quick pre-show search of what it was? But when I specified NHS after Morgellons disease, the only thing that I saw was Lyme disease.
Yeah. I just have to point out that Los Locos said that the best way to say Morgellons disease is to keep the gill silent, which is pretty funny.
Morons disease.
Morons.
That's good. That's good. Fuck it, we're gonna call it that from now on.
Morgellons disease, yeah. Thank you, Loster. We're just gonna use your joke for now.
Yeah.
We're giving you some credit.
That's out now. But yeah, a lot of people connected with Lyme disease. It's connected with chronic Lyme disease, which is another disease that doesn't exist. It's people think that they have people think that they continue to have a Lyme disease infection, even though they don't, and they will keep on taking large amounts of antibiotics for no reason.
That sounds very healthy.
I mean, they have symptoms. They have actual symptoms, but they don't. But that's not the disease they have. That's a whole other kind of worm. But it's as I said. Morgellons disease is connected with basically everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I understand Lyme's disease, there's 3 stages where you get the infection, and then if you don't have treatment at the time, then it goes on to be like a central nervous. It affects the central nervous.
You end up becoming usually you end up becoming paralyzed in one half of your body. My younger brother had it at one point. He doesn't have any. He's fine now, but he had a summer where where one side of his face looked all kind of weird, and he had to wear an eye patch because his eyelids stopped working properly.
Jeez. So yeah, it's not a very pleasant disease. Anyway.
Also, he had to go in basically every other day to get antibiotics intravenously.
Not to be confused with actual disease. So this should not be confused with an actual disease that Micro is talking about. Right?
Oh yeah. Actually, I'm talking.
Just make sure we're pointing.
That's an actual Lyme disease is an actual disease you get from tick bites. It's a bacteria that infects your spinal fluid.
Yeah, and the symptoms that it also lists could be pretty much from.
There are a lot of they're very general things. Even the only really thing it even kind of says it itself, the thing about the fibers, but. Again, that's actually pretty vague. Usually when you define a disease based on something like that, you actually have a pretty it's more than just fibers coming out of you. That's pretty vague.
Yeah. Like I say, I wish our medically qualified wives were here to comment, but they're not.
Yeah, they're great. Anyways, sadness.
Sorry. Mine's just working.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here, right? But looking at a photo of the fibers sticking out, wouldn't it be that far-fetched to remove these fibers and actually investigate what they're made of?
I think they have. I think doctors have.
They claim to have, and sort of. I think we'll get to that.
Okay. Yeah, let's ignore that and then go on and see.
But Okay. Physicians tend to write off the fibers as lint, and finding no bugs label their patient with delusions of parasitosis. This diagnosis is based on one article published in 1938. Okay, I'm almost certain that that's not true.
I'm almost certain that that's not how it works. That's not the system that doctors use.
What the fuck?
I'm all, from having listened to Mrs. ChocolateHat talk about how doctors diagnose stuff, it doesn't sound like that's even close to.
Oh, but it gets dumber. This diagnosis is often determined without proper examination of the skin using assistive. Is that how you say that? I don't know. Magnifying devices.
Yeah.
Fibers are often microscopic and not readily seen with the naked eye. Yeah, that's what microscopic means. If doctors use thermoscopes with magnifications from 60 to 200 times, they would see that there is indeed a problem going on in the skin of Morgellons patients. Oh, they apparently have a physician's reference guide. If one looks closely, these fibers can be seen below the surface of unscarred tissue. I'm guessing they put the unscarred in there to suggest, like, to say, oh, it can be something that's gotten into you from the outside. It's coming from within.
Oh yeah.
But like, you don't automatically get a scar, and anytime you get a cut or a scrape. Like otherwise we would have a lot more scars than we have.
Yeah.
So I'm not even like, this is just so stupid. Like, it's okay, we have looking at the chat. Yeah, we haven't actually gone on that many tangents. So anyone have a tangent? It's time for a tangent.
Time for a tangent.
Well,
we need like a little graphic that comes up like time for a tangent.
Oh, geez, this is pretty meta. We're going on a tangent about tangents.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, this tangent is a very good tangent, don't you think? What an utterly fine tangent we're going on.
An excellent tangent.
Excellent tangent.
There's an Ashen's reference.
I was about to say it's an Ashen's reference.
Yes.
Fucking. Oh, well done. Well, just this is not the time for mathematical discussions, even though I absolutely adore math. But the tangent of X,
yeah,
is not welcome in this discussion.
Oh, wait. We have to talk about Abraham Lincoln.
Why though?
Because he's there.
But
he's not there for any reason. Like there's a quote that says on top of it, the picture that says, "The occasion is piling high with difficulty, and we must rise to the occasion. As our case is new, so we must think anew and act anew." I'm not sure if that's an actual quote. It sound like something he could have said. And then there's a picture of him with sores on his head and some like weird balls of yarn. And then it says Morgellons disease, which they have told Abe he was mentally ill. I'm not sure what this has to do with anything. It seems a bit random.
I can't help to just be focused on the chat right now. And that is Katie, I'm going to say Vaden, just tell me if I'm correct or not. She said that we should not be speaking of tangents because she's doing a calculus right now. It's constant here about any trig functions. I absolutely fucking adore calculus. And what level of calculus are you doing? School, uni level, multivariable? Please let me know. I absolutely love mathematics. Maybe even too much. But I'm one of those sad cases who absolutely love mathematics, but not particularly good at it, though, unfortunately. I wish.
Okay, apparently this is something they made themselves because it's at least copyrighted to this website.
No, well, yeah.
That's just fucking weird.
It is.
Anyway, so far we've gotten a lot of weird, like very general symptoms. Something about doctors.
Can't you just put those symptoms on pretty much anything?
It's very general symptoms.
It's very, very vague. I mean,
there's a lot of ways you can get those symptoms.
Yeah.
I mean, debilitating fatigue, mental confusion, and brain fog. You know, that is
what the fuck is brain
apply to. I guess it's the same as mental confusion.
Yeah, just lack of clarity of thought. I get that most days.
It's really difficult to explain.
It's worn out.
But I don't think that's I'm pretty sure that's a word they invented.
No, I've heard before, brain fog, but by no means a medical term, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think it's an actual medical term.
Those apply to just depression as well.
Well, and also, like these, you said depression. Yeah. If you think you have this debilitating disease and it's slowly killing you, I wouldn't be surprised if you got quite depressed and developed fatigue.
Speaking of neurological things,
why is it called? What is neurological involvement?
Yeah, my dad has a problem in his vertebra in his neck where he had some healing from damage from a few years ago, and the healing tissue from the bones are squeezing nerve endings, and he actually went for an MRI scan yesterday. Actually, the scan results. You can clearly see in the results how the healing of the bone is causing the neuron not the neurons, the nerve endings to be squeezed, and you can clearly see
not the nerve endings.
Nerve endings. Can you help me there?
The nerves.
Yeah, nerves. Sorry, nerve endings.
Don't really have nerve endings in
yeah. That's what I mean. I'm fucking sound like an idiot. But yeah, you can obviously see very clear damage, and it's a problem. And this doctor explains to my dad everything that's going on, and my dad's agreeing with everything. And then at the end, the doctor says, "Yeah, but most of the pain is from psychological reasons." Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous, isn't it?
I'm trying to find out what the fuck neurological involvement is. I've never heard that term.
Even the fiance was cringing at that doctor's opinion. Needless to say, my dad is going for a second opinion. Anyways.
Okay, I have no. If anyone in the chat knows what the fuck neurological involvements.
I don't know, but Kylie Varden has made, or Vaden, excuse my pronunciation, has made a comment which seems to be quite consistent with what the rational sources say, is the fibers and as are the sores and the itching to do with the compulsive skin picking.
Yeah.
Which is, I understand the fibers, because every time, this is what you said before, every time they do test the fibers that come out of the skin, it turns out to be fabric.
Mm-hmm. Like that's like you can just looking at the second microscope loop, stereo microscope loop, magnifying glass picture something, like that's clearly like a synthetic fiber.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It looks like. I mean, you can't tell for sure from here, but it is.
Yeah.
It looks to me like a fiber of clothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've spent a lot of time looking at the microscope, and I'm pretty sure Micro has done it as well. And yeah, it's a fiber.
I can see my microscope from here. I have one. It's 80 years old, but I have one.
Oh well, very good. 8 years for the win.
Yes, I have a German microscope that the university bought in the 50s. That the people, once they didn't use it anymore, the people who worked at the Danish factory, they got the offer to get them back. So I bought it from some old man who used to work at the factory where they were produced.
Nice. Yeah, well, you know, microscope, a good quality microscope should last a long time, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, it still works.
I bought a Leica microscope from a flea market for 200 Rand. That would translate to like maybe 15 euros. It's fucking nothing. I just cleaned up, fixed electronics, and it's working perfectly.
Yeah.
Anyways, have we started reading it? I had a bit of a disconnect issue going on.
Tangenting about microscopes.
Oh yeah,
like
it's still vaguely related to the topic.
That was a quality tangent. That was useful and interesting.
But yeah, as Joe Straber says, German microscopes. Fuck yeah.
An excellent tangent.
An excellent tangent.
Joe Straber, German microscope, good microscope.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Anyway, shall we read?
I think it's your turn.
Yeah, it is.
Who's yours? Me. Okay.
Chuck, yes.
This misdiagnosis. Start again. This misdiagnosis causes patients undue emotional stress and unfairly brands them with a mental illness. Sufferers are hopelessly abandoned by the very medical community they have turned to, seeking answers and relief, not appeal to emotions much.
They just didn't like the answers they got.
Yeah. Yeah. So
they haven't been abandoned. They just didn't. They turned away after getting an answer they didn't like.
Yes. Yeah. We see more and more of these cases in the news because the news loves this, isn't it? When a family or somebody doesn't like the diagnosis, they say, "Oh, I've been misdiagnosed and everybody's abandoning me."
Or treatments, like people who will, like, you will get story every once in a while, a story where someone is going up against the medical system and refusing actual treatment and doing something else, and they will always be presented as some kind of hero for some reason. Like,
yeah. So that last sentence was the first one was the whole thing about mental illness. It's not necessarily a mental illness, but it is a recognized condition, even though there's no actual insects and spiders.
I love that they and brands them with a mental illness, as if having a mental illness is some, like, they really don't want to have a mental illness. They're really putting a lot of stigma on having a mental illness for some reason.
I mean, if a real doctor sees you with these symptoms, they'll just send you to psychiatrists. You know, they'll deal with your mental illness. They just,
but it's not a fucking branding.
Yeah, they don't brand you mental and send you home and say fuck off. They will help you.
Not a branding.
Job to help you.
They're making it sound like they're putting a lot of stigma on mental illness in that sentence for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand how skin picking that sort of thing can be a mental issue. I mean, it makes complete sense. But then branding it as being bullshit just because a doctor is sending you to a psychiatrist, that doesn't work. The doctor knows that you need mental help, and he's going to send you to someone who has the expertise to help you. A psychiatrist or a psychologist.
The sensible option.
Yeah. Something's actually going to help instead of pandering to your fantasy.
But let's hear what they do instead.
Yeah. So the next sentence was an appeal to emotion, wasn't it? Really, right? So instead, they forge ahead, left to fend for themselves as they battle increasingly debilitating symptoms of a disease they know is real.
Yeah, because that happens a lot. Doctors will just like say go fuck off. No, they're not like abandoned and have to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
And if
we're taking away your ability to feed yourself,
and if the doctor actually does that, he's a shitty doctor, and you better go look for a better doctor.
Yeah. Like
there's nothing wrong with
they
choosing
choose
a new doctor.
They choose not to have. They choose not like they cut off contact to their doctor.
Yeah.
Because they don't like the answer they get. Because they, for some reason, think having a mental illness is somehow like the worst thing that can ever happen.
I like the way that sentence started. It said, instead, they forge ahead. Like, obviously, they all do the same thing in unison, clearly.
They gather up in platoons and march.
Yeah. Instead, they forge ahead to battle for themselves. And, of course, if they forge ahead, battling this illness that they think they've got, which isn't what they've actually got, of course, they're going to, feel alienated by the medical community and feel the stress of having this debilitating illness and become more mentally ill because of the stress and the depression. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy in the end. That sentence, anyway.
Dan, I think it's your turn again.
Oh, yeah. With this site, I hope to bring awareness to the public and physicians about the phenomena that is taking place. Please see the photo galleries which show these filaments, which up till now have been dismissed as textile in nature.
Wait, because that's really what they are?
Yeah. Look, it's not very difficult to prove it's textile or not. Take a sample, you analyze under a very powerful microscope, you'll see the fibers, or you compare it by a textile. It's not really that difficult.
You can see if it's something alive. Or
otherwise you can put it through even further chemical tests to further prove it's just textile.
Fuck it. Mass spectrometry.
Yeah, if you want to go that far. as they appear throughout the body system in skin, fucking urine?
That sounds painful.
Jesus. Okay, look, if you find textiles in a stool sample, no.
Well,
look,
in stool sample, that's kind of...
It can make sense. I mean, if your food was full of it, then it could make sense. Blood, fuck no. Semen, yeah. Hair?
I like that semen is the only one that's not underlined. In other words, that's the only one where there isn't a associated picture gallery too.
That would be a bit of...
They're willing to put up pictures of shit, but semen, that's too far.
Yeah. And hair, clearly demonstrating the systemic nature.
Wait. They have fibers in their hair?
Yeah.
What do they think hair is?
I know. Not only are these fibers in our bodies, but they show up in our environment, in our drinking water and dust. No. In dust, are you fucking...
The thing that's made out...
serious? How can you take this fucking serious? You know, we're finding textile things in dust. Oh, okay.
The thing that's literally made out of shit that falls off of you and you drag all that you drag in from outside.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I found skin particles and fibers all mixed together in this dust. It must mean I've got Morgellons.
All the dust bunnies under your bed are actually giant Morgellons fibers.
Yeah, it's all coming out of your socks. Never mind.
Well, didn't you know socks are actually made out of stitched together Morgellons fibers? You weave socks. They weave the evil Illuminati weave socks out of they knit socks out of Morgellons fibers.
And they get all this material from donated semen and blood.
Oh no, they don't donate it. They steal it. Oh, they are the Illuminati after all.
Oh, okay.
Oh fuck no. Oh god.
Trust me.
Nutritional tests used in functional medicine.
It gets worse.
Okay, we've mentioned functional medicine a couple of times on this show. So it's clear. Functional medicine is basically the idea that you test everything. Like, you test as many things as possible, and then you find anything that's out of range, even if, well, no matter if it's relevant or biological possible, and then you blame that for whatever symptoms you have.
Blame the Batman.
And because of the laws of the statistics, you're bound to find something that's out of bound. That's literally what functional medicine is. It's retarded. I'm revealing a host of underlying metabolic problems in the bodies. I would hope their metabolic problems are in the bodies. It would be a bit weird if they weren't. Of Morgellons sufferers. Yeast, fungal, and bacterial overgrowths. Okay, yeast is a type of fungus, and neither fungal overgrowth or bacterial overgrowth are metabolic problems. They're infections. Stress the adrenals, which is not a thing. Oxidative stress, that's a fairly normal thing. Like, you can have it in a lot of in excess where you get symptoms, but it's also like it actually plays a few roles in the body. Block detox pathways, so malfunctioning liver, I guess. And malabsorption of nutrients, as well as non-human. Wait, what? As well as non-human parasite. Taxonomy unknown. Wait. What the fuck is a non-human parasite? A parasite that's not
opposed to a human parasite.
Yeah.
Living on me for.
I'm guessing I'm guessing what they mean. If I were to take a guess, I think they mean that it's parasites that would normally be found on a human, but that's not what non-human parasite means.
No.
And unknown fungus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Northern Hemisphere, at least, it is mushroom season.
That's true.
There's millions of unknown mushrooms out there.
But that's a mushroom. That's not a fungus. Like, the mushroom part is the fruit. Like, that's
yes, I know,
like,
but
you don't like that's like saying the app like that it's basically like the apples of an apple tree.
Well, yes, exactly. But if you see fruits that you don't know what it is, it's you know.
If you take anything away from this hangout, don't eat mushrooms you don't know what are.
Well, exactly. Make sure you know what they are.
I mean, technically, all mushrooms are edible. It's just a matter of whether it's more than once.
Whether you, yeah.
If it makes you shed blood and makes you die, do not eat it again.
Yes, it's probably too late in that case.
If it makes you die, don't
enjoy your last 36 hours.
Great advice.
Yep. Just make a note and just tell the world, and then save the other two people. Or actually, just don't say anything. Just make the people who are stupid enough to eat random mushrooms as well.
Actually, if you find one that kills you, what you need to do is just lie on the ground completely still, and stop all your vital organs, and lay like that. And if you want to, it's a good idea to begin to rot and decompose. That's a good sign. That's the way you tell. It's within mushroom collectors. That's the agreed upon sign.
Yeah. Yeah, if we could do an experiment here. If you eat a mushroom, if you eat a death cap or a destroying angel, then what you ought to do is a little experiment, and if you can, come back as a spirit from the other side and visit James Randi.
That's a good idea. Maybe we'll get $1 million.
Test it. Prove once and for all that all these spirit mediums are correct. There's just a handy little suggestion for that hangout.
These are but a few of the issues that this community is up against. Now it's a community. Fry labels have
labs.
Oh, labs. I don't know why I read it as fry labels. That's fry labs have that should be have, since it's labs in fry labs have identified a previously unknown protozoa that they feel may be involved in Morgellons, as well as other chronic infections. Okay. So if they found a protozoa that's previously unknown, they should describe it and publish it in there should be some kind of a link to it. It doesn't.
Oh, there is.
No, there isn't.
Have you found recent research that's?
Yeah, that's something else. That's the next sentence.
But if you remember, actually, I've got a page up. If you remember before, it said the physician's guide or something. If you scroll to the bottom of that page, they've listed a few studies which.
Is one of them describing this protozoa? Although I want to know why they don't like. If it's unknown, well, the first thing you do then is give it a genus and a species name. Give it a binomial name. That's what you do when you find a new species.
So what they have done is they've found some studies. I don't know whether who they're by, whether they're relevant, but there is a list of studies which should be, I think, interesting to go through and have a look, because they've yeah, and some of them mention that anyway, still be interested for that link, and that's why it came up with. I'm sure it's I'm sure it cannot be criticized, but
anyways, recent research has found Borrelia associated with Lyme disease. No, not associated with Lyme disease. That's the bacteria that causes Lyme disease.
So
also, Borrelia should be. I can't remember if I think that's the genus name. In any case, it should be in italics, and if it's the genus name, it should be capitalized. So they fucked up on that part.
Yeah, the hyperlink for research goes to an interesting page. It's a title. It's a F1000 research opinion article, and then the title is Morgellons, a novel dermatological perspective as a multisystem infective disease, borreliosis.
Yeah, borreliosis is the actual name for that's the medical name for Lyme disease.
Yeah, and it's linked to a piece of research that is titled opinion article.
Oh, so it's not peer reviewed. Also, F1000 research, and then they're tagging open science, and then a big button that says submit your research.
Yeah, online.
I'm not sure this is the most credible journal. Just putting it out there.
No, that's why. I mean, no. This is why I think it's interesting to go through that list of studies on the physicians page to, because yeah, Anyway, later. Where are we?
Let's see. I think it's your turn to read. No, sorry, I need to read this. End this sentence. Recent research has found Borrelia associated with Lyme disease in all the lesions studied from Morgellons sufferers. Fun fact: Borrelia doesn't live inside lesions. Like it's not a skin infection. That's fucking weird. Oh, now we get to some of the good stuff.
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to read. Fuck yeah.
Okay, I think ChocolateHat's turn.
Yeah, hang on.
Wait, not his turn. It's my turn. How can you give
Dan's turn? No, it is, yeah.
Juicy bit to him?
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, I fucked up.
Hey, There we go.
And
So I should get a as a punishment. I will have to go get another beer. That's my punishment.
Yeah.
Go get a beer.
I'm gonna poison myself with ethanol.
Yeah, go get a beer.
Yeah, to make sure that brain fog goes away effectively, obviously.
It clears my brain fog, yeah.
You might die after reading this part here. I think our chat has gone fucking mental.
Was it?
Yeah, it's gone completely weird. Some people phones are being destroyed. They're going on tangents.
They go tangents. Kick them out.
Apparently, there's kitchens involved. Also, we
Rhetoric Discourse chimed in on the chat as well.
Yeah, and I just made him a mud.
Just to make him feel good about himself.
And now I have a beer that's actually a whiskey beer. Well, not really whiskey. It's a bourbon.
Stop fucking up the chat and come join the stream, you idiot.
I think he might be doing this from his phone.
If he's doing this on the phone
while he's out in the store, can
that'll be great. I really hope that's the case.
Hey, Mr. Rhetoric and Discourse, how's the furniture shopping going?
Yeah, you get a new bed, maybe a new chair. I don't know.
Yeah, have you got one of those sofas that you kick back and it turns into a?
Oh, I love that's so great.
Anyways, yeah. So
let's read on. I will drink my whiskey beer.
And your wine.
Yeah, I just had way too many brandies and cokes. We ask that people open their minds to times. No. Don't ask me.
Open your mind, Quaid.
Open
your mind.
Fuck that shit.
It's like the argument's over when you ask your opponent to open their mind.
Yeah, just give me some decent proof, some decent things, then we can start talking about it, and then maybe you can convince me.
Open your mind, Quaid.
Yeah, I'm not stuck in my beliefs. If you can convince me, there we go. Right now your photos are.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
I was afraid my joke wasn't getting through.
I was just too dumbfounded by this ridiculous statement. So, we asked the people to open their minds to the times we are living in. No, fuck off. Never before in the history of mankind have we been faced with such an assault to our bodies and the world we live in.
That is literally untrue.
What?
Go back like 200 years.
Yeah, can you say open your third eye? Yes, open your third eye because of the next sentence. Okay, guys, prepare your fucking anus. Between exposure to heavy metals, chemtrails, genetic engineering. Yeah, because genetic engineering is GMOs.
Yeah, a specific that makes sense. The ability and technique to change genetic engineering is a technique. GMOs are organisms, are the legal, it's not a scientific term, it's the legal terms for that certain organisms that have had that done to them with specific techniques are called. Those two things are not synonymous in any fucking ways. They're not even the same class of words. Yeah, one is a verb, the other is a noun.
But look at the wording.
Okay, I guess they're both nouns technically.
Micro, look at the fucking wording though. Genetic engineering, GMOs, both to the environment and food.
Oh yeah, the genetic engineering the water. Didn't you know?
Fuck me. Pollution to our water and air supply. Environment disasters, oil spills, and nuclear energy, because nuclear energy is a fucking environmental disaster.
In itself?
And climate change. I mean...
Well, at least they're not saying climate change.
I mean, sure. Fucking water pollution is a dick. Air pollution is a dick. Climate change is a thing, but it's not causing fucking...
And oil spills suck.
These are sucky things. Well, the actual thing.
All the things that are real here, like heavy metals, there's a huge problem with that in some parts of the world.
GMOs and telling me they're bad because all I'm gonna do is link you fucking Miles Power videos. Anyways.
Wait. Hold on there. Why is he listening to his videos and not mine?
Okay, sorry.
I thought we were friends.
Okay. It's Director Blast's fault. It's the only fucking videos we watched while she was here. Miles Power's videos. Pretty much binge watch holy shit. But yeah, and Microblogganism's videos, I haven't made anything on GMOs because I didn't think I am in any position to really.
So unlike these idiots, you know where your field is and where your limits are.
Yeah, I mean, I have done quite a few arguments for GMOs. There was like a Monsanto march at my university for some fucking reason, and it was just fueled by pure idiocy. And I did actually do some counter shouting there, and kind of telling them, "Listen, guys, you're against GMOs, and but what do you love? Do you love people who don't have food? Do you love people who have difficulty growing food? So GMOs are helping them.
There's nothing. No. There's nothing like an Asian kid that goes blind and then dies from vitamin A deficiency. That's the best thing in the world.
We love that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't understand sarcasm, that was sarcasm. Anyways, so
what do you mean sarcasm? No, that really is the best thing.
It's no wonder so many are becoming ill. Fuck off.
Wait, climate change is making people ill?
Hey, maybe. Hey,
Yeah.
I can't argue
people
that.
in the Caribbean who are made ill by a hurricane.
Yeah, okay, it's bringing tropical diseases further.
Climate change is changing the areas where malaria came from. Certain areas in the I think the northeastern part of South Africa are starting to become the malaria zones due to climate change. Yeah. But anyways, this is beside the fact. That's actual science. This is fucking not. Indeed, Morgellons is considered by many to be a hypertoxicity syndrome. Go fuck yourself.
I'm not even. That might be an actual thing, but it also, I'm gonna look that up because it sounds like it's one of those made-up conditions.
And it sounds like what they're saying is some sufferers of this. I'm
gonna go with it's bullshit just based on the fact that one of the first results on the first page of Google is to David Icke's website.
Well, exactly. It's like when the conspiracy buzzwords, like medical woo buzzwords, hypertoxicity syndrome, and a lot of people who think they have Morgellons have, in their considered opinion, linked it to it being hypertoxic. So it's a double whack of bullshit woo.
Oh, look at the little asterisks.
Oh,
little star, here you are, your little star. Why are they there? Okay, and like an extra line break wasn't enough. They had to have those.
I think they're just like giving you some time to rest from all the bullshit they just spewed at you. You know, you need to get some time to reflect.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't know. They just don't know how to make a double line break. I mean, for fuck's sake, look at how the pictures are put in. What is this bullshit? Like, look how much space is out at the side. You could just make this website broader.
Yeah.
Like like they've basically used a third. They've used a third of the website. That literally, they have 2/3 of the website they aren't using for anything.
It's there's some coded mind control in that blank space. That's what it is. It's trying to mind control you.
Subliminal. It's subliminal. Yeah. Except if that's was actually the case. we should be able to see it in here somewhere. And it's
Paralord001 says the website was designed for GeoCities.
Looking at the elements of the site, it doesn't seem like there is anything. Nope, no, not seeing anything. I'm wondering if yeah, okay, people can see me opening up me opening up F12. I can. Fucking hell! I tried to. Okay, note to self: don't talk while you're trying to drink. I'll be right back. Just read on.
Right, where are we? Where's the highlighted bit? It's the asterisks, isn't it?
Yeah.
The asterisks. Asterixy. Yeah. Okay. Those who are currently sick with Morgellons are urged to be proactive with your health. Download the handy pH chart and the hidden GMO ingredients list on the Diet and pH page. Take them with you when you shop. On that same page, read some of the ways to boost your health through nutrition, an essential part of treating Morgellons. Great nutritionist woo. Print out and share with your physicians the current medical findings.
And have them laugh at you behind your back.
Yeah, and they'll probably point to like an even greater resource of actual science-based medicine and treatment pathways. That diet and take a look at the photo galleries. Woo!
Jesus
Leave
Christ.
the door when they open it for you. This is oh, here's a little tangent. I saw what one of the ads on YouTube, one of the in-video adverts that interrupts your video when you're watching it, was for some kind of nutritionist woo-woo of 3 things that were being banned. Yeah, that made me laugh.
Yeah,
I've still got it open. I might suggest we have a look at it next time.
I've had advertisements for chakras, fucking healing crystals. It seems
I had one at one point for oh, what was it like in yeah, it was like a chakra reading, but where you had to answer some questions. The weird part is for some reason, whoever made it kept repeating the same questions. Like you had the same question several times, and I actually tested it. It tested what results I got, because and it actually changed. If I answered the second version of the question differently, I got a different result.
No, wow, that's quite funny. Ah, oh, right. I was going to look at the diet and pH page, wasn't I?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Acid alkaline imbalance is the first.
Oh, this is pH diet. This is fucking Robert O. Young. I think that's his name.
This is getting your juices flowing, eh, Micro? Right. Shall we finish this little bit? So if you suspect that you have Morgellons but are not sure, an inexpensive handheld microscope, which has got a link, can reveal if you have fibers in your skin.
Oh, it's to an Amazon. Let's see.
Do not expect your doctor to give you a diagnosis.
That looks like a fairly decent, like a small pocket microscope. Yeah. LED light. What's the lenses made out of? Does it say? What kind of? Sorry, I'm geeking out.
Fucking plastic.
Probably, but the lenses it kind of have to be glass.
Well, it's for $20. It can't be much, can it? It
no.
Can't be.
Above some of the artifacts shed from the body. Yeah, I'm.
Amazing, isn't it? What are they? They look like
I have no idea what size they are. They just look like they look like abstract paintings.
Like people who
like one of them looks like a rock or some ore or something.
Yeah. It looks like a part of an ornament to me in some kind of resin.
Some of them look a bit like moles or melanomas or something.
They all look like the sort of thing that you'd find in the Applied Arts Centre.
Yeah.
If you ask me, they're all carefully created. Yeah, like that one with silver in it. It just looks like well-made art to me. I certainly can't identify body parts in there.
Oh, we have some more asterisks. I'm not sure what the plural is. Let's see. Many people have contacted me. I really said contracted. I was like, what? Someone actually hired you? Have contacted me asking if I know a physician that can help. No one has contacted you. I do not keep any practitioner list. Oh, thanks for being such a big help to the community there. In our culture, we have been taught to hold medical doctors in the highest regard, and with some health crises, they're absolutely the way to go. Well, yeah. If you're sick, go see a doctor. It's probably one of the longest educations in existence. They're probably some of the most highly trained people in the world.
Yeah.
But understand that the current medical community, insurance-based HMOs. Okay, what? Anyone know what HMO stands for?
No fucking clue.
Let's copy it because I'm health maintenance organizations. I just want to know. Yeah, insurance group. Fun fact. While I do have medical insurance, it's primarily for medicine. If I go to a hospital, I don't have to pay a dime because we have socialized healthcare here. So how do they explain that? My healthcare isn't insurance based; it's tax based.
Yeah, no, same here.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. Wait, how is? I'm assuming it's insurance based in South Africa.
Sorta, kinda. It is socialist based, but it's split. So you have public hospitals that are socially based using tax, and then there's private hospitals. Another thing, the best medical care for what you can get in South Africa is exceptionally good, and it's insurance based, but it's still way more affordable than America. For instance, I'm going back to my dad as an example. He went from seeing his GP, going to a specialist, getting an MRI, and getting the results viewed in a question of 3 days. And it wasn't even that expensive for him because he has a medical insurance from his work.
But yeah, no, if I were to do that here, I wouldn't have to pay a dime.
Yeah, yes. That's great. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, the point was basically to say that no, the current medical community is not insurance based. That's bullshit, because that's only like in most of Europe. That's not the case. Seeks to relieve. Oh, not this shit.
Is great.
Seeks to relieve symptoms rather than address the causative factors underlying health issues. Okay.
Not true. Okay. Absolutely not true.
Yeah. No. It's complete bullshit. Also, causative factors. if a disease has already happened, it's already been caused. There's no point in treating the thing that had caused it. That only makes sense in diseases where you have where the cause continues to be there. Like if you break your leg, the only way to treat the causative factor is to go back and make sure you don't fall off that ladder.
Yeah, I can see what they're trying to say, but even if you are, like given that as a, like trying to understand what they're saying, it's still absolutely not true, because a doctor will try to, well, like a half decent will try to advise you not to go jumping off roofs if that's how you broke your leg. They'll say, maybe next time don't do that.
Yeah, but what they're literally saying here is that if you come in with a severe infection, like a bacterial infection that needs antibiotics, the doctor will just treat the symptoms. They won't give you antibiotics to treat the infection. That's literally what they're saying.
Yeah, essentially. I saw a beautiful debate between Ben Goldacre and the head of the homeopathic hospital in the UK. It was an embarrassment, but it was a brilliant debate, because Ben Goldacre, he's a doctor, but he's also an activist for stuff, and he's brilliant. And he has this. I
think most people have probably heard of him.
Yeah, he went through this brilliant thing about compared how a homeopath who's supposedly holistic treats people, through having contacted several homeopaths about malaria, and then compared it to the a GP. I think he was a GP. How a medical doctor treats people, advises about malaria, and it was just this wonderful. He puts it in such a brilliant way, and I clearly don't. But he went through and listed how every single contacted by him and his organisation at the time just said, "Oh yeah, if you go into a malaria place, you just need to have this homeopathic remedy." Just said, "Well, you need to," and listed all these essentially holistic things, like what time of year are you going,
mosquito nets.
Get mosquito nets, get fly repellent,
drink a lot of gin and tonic.
And then
that's sort of a joke, but that is actually how gin and tonic was invented. It was invented as a malaria medicine.
Yeah, quinine.
Yeah, it's the quinine in the tonic water, and because it tastes like shit, it tastes very bitter. The English people, the British people who went on the expeditions, mixed it with gin.
Yeah,
as your British people do.
Yeah, well, obviously after
alcoholics,
a bit of good old
he says as he drinks some of his beer.
But yeah, so I mean, gin, but also doctors do holistic health, even though it's not called holistic.
And therefore may not be the best route to take with Morgellons.
Bollocks.
I guess they're a good route to take if you have problems with your bollocks.
I meant it in the other fashion.
I know, but the joke was funnier.
If you've got bullshit, then maybe you don't need to go to a doctor.
I mean, if you're shitting out, if your shit looks like bullshit, you have severe diarrhea. I need to go see a doctor.
You've been eating too much grass, and you've got a fermentation chamber in your belly, and you probably ought to.
Well, that too. Well, you kind of do have a fermentation because there's no oxygen in your intestines.
Oh yeah, maybe, but not quite on the same level as.
No. You don't have like a stomach in full section, and you don't vomit up and re-chew your food.
Well, hopefully not. If you do, then maybe you should see a doctor.
Or a psychologist.
Or a psychologist. Or maybe I should stop taking, stop eating those little mushrooms with pixie hats you see in the field.
And start taking your meds.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's Dan's turn to read.
Oh yeah. Most traditional physicians don't know what this disease is or how to treat it. Most probably because it's not a fucking actual disease.
I love that it says traditional physicians.
Yeah.
And the one you're looking for is physicians.
if
you don't need the traditional there.
Surely a traditional physician would believe.
Yeah,
Stuff.
That's actually true. A traditional physician wouldn't be a modern medical doctor.
If they even believe it is real, why is it in fucking italic? Which leaves you, the patient, to be their guinea pig.
Wait, no, wait, what?
None of that makes sense.
That makes no sense. A doctor is not going just. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with you, or I don't believe the disease that's wrong with you. I'm just gonna give you something.
And
let's see what we have on the shelf. Maybe there's something in the trash can I can use. No,
that's like projection sentence of the century, that isn't it? It's like if they don't believe you've got the illness, are they still going to treat the patient that they don't believe has this illness as a guinea pig? Why? It's like it always reminds me of the apologist argument. It's like if you don't believe in God because you're frightened that he's watching you and will send you to hell.
I'm pretty sure a good treatment for this would just be feeding them homeopathic medicine. I think that's the only fucking way to solve it. Homeopathic medicine,
that's not
and acupuncture, that would fix it.
That's not a bad suggestion. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Might actually fucking even work, for all I know.
Yeah, it might. It wouldn't be medically ethical, but it would probably work.
Because they
wouldn't do any harm.
They're likely to believe in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sufferers in the community see anywhere from 60 doctors asking to out-of-pocket specialists before they give up broke and no cost having answers. Also,
who the fuck goes through 10 to 60 doctors?
Jesus fucking Christ.
That suggests that they all of those doctors give them. Tell them that it's a psychological thing. You don't actually have things in you. I'm gonna refer you to a psychologist. And they after that many they don't see that there may be a pattern.
Well, every single doctor says no. You've not got a disease.
Morgellons disease sufferers seem to be sensitive to reactions from pharmaceuticals. Oh god. Possibly because our detoxification pathways are compromised. Oh, fucking Christ.
That's the best sentence. Please. Oh god, I have to read that again.
Yeah,
also, Morgellons sufferers seem to be more sensitive to reactions from pharmaceuticals. Possibly because our detoxification pathways are compromised.
Brilliant.
That is the sentence of the year. That is so. Oh, that's so stupid. It's beautiful.
Oh, it is.
That's a work of art. Shakespeare would have killed himself. Would have given him his left testicle to write that.
This has led in some instances to people being made more ill from prescription meds that are often too strong for them.
Then you go to if you're taking prescription meds and getting severe symptoms of them, you go to whoever is prescribing them. And they will probably find some kind of solution. That's kind of their job. Jesus Christ.
This is gold dust. Bye, Rhetoric&Discourse. He says he's going.
Yeah, I saw that. Bye. Go find a nice chair.
Yeah, go put your feet up. Well, he did say he was only there for the foods. He said there was I didn't get it.
He's probably going to IQ.
It seems our comment section is going a bit off track on politics and such.
Oh,
I think
we've lost.
Oh yeah, because we never go off tangent.
I'm pretty sure we've lost them. If they go on that tangent, I don't think they'll ever return.
I'll let them. So it's their fucking waste of typing, isn't it? I don't know.
I have no idea.
It seems quite funny actually. I see a lot of piss taking going on, which is all good.
I have no idea whose turn it is to read.
That's probably ChocolateHat's turn to read.
Probably is. Where are we? Oh, that's just a paragraph in the middle of what's the first line? I can't.
In the case of Morgellons.
In the case of morons, consider looking for alternative help.
Oh, thank.
I can't get the sentence yet. Come on. In the case of morons, consider looking for alternative healthcare solutions such as a naturopath. A naturopath. Oh.
Which are basically fake wannabe doctors.
NDs. Or is Harriet Harman? What's the name? Hall. Harriet Hall says not doctors.
Yeah. We if you go back, we did a whole episode for people in the chat audience. If you go back, we did a whole episode where on a school that teaches this stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, Paranoid 001 says it's no, it's not morons, it's morans. Sorry.
I kind of want the plural of moron to be moran.
No, it is Morgellons. Then it is morons.
I don't think that's that's not the reference he was making. I think.
Oh, right, I missed that. Sorry, I didn't understand. So we're looking for naturopaths or doctors that use integrative therapies, bollocks, functional medical testing, bollocks, or a Lyme literate practitioner, LL.
Yeah, a Lyme literal practitioner, literate. That's the word. Practitioner. That's basically doctors.
I just find it so funny that you hung up on the word literate.
Yeah, I apparently can't say that. They are. It's doctors who have bought into the idea of chronic Lyme disease. Well, that's what that has. That's what that means. That's their word for idiot.
So lots of loony MDs then, LLMD. As a high percentage of moron sufferers also have Lyme
disease.
Is it? Yes, that's what I thought. As a high percentage of Morgellons sufferers also have Lyme disease. Why? Is there a link? It's like
no. Remember. This is all it's all linked together.
It's like if you're a moron sufferer, then you have everything that the world is throwing at you, even if that thing is made up. And the only way out is through paying for profit incentivized naturopathic alternative medicine. Great. One upside down that person. Excuse me. Right.
Okay. So just so we're clear again here, when they say have Lyme disease here, they're not talking about the actual Lyme disease, like actual Lyme disease. They're talking about chronic Lyme disease, which is a fake thing where people believe they have a chronic infection, despite there being no such infection present.
It's like I'd never heard of this until tonight. I had no idea there was a.
It's a weird rabbit hole if you want to look into it. It gets strange. Which is the main reason I haven't done a video on it, because it just keeps going. There's so you can really you end up on weird tangents with doctors who are like actual MDs who are into this and shit like that, it gets fucking weird.
The next sentence is kind of, I don't know, seems suspiciously ironic. Perhaps, maybe I'm projecting here. So yeah, carrying on from Morgellons sufferers also have Lyme disease and often improve with treatment for it. If seeing a Lyme specialist understands that treatment is expensive, as these doctors are usually out of pocket.
I wonder why.
That's basically saying be prepared to pay your doctor loads of money to get this treatment.
No. Be prepared to pay someone who might technically be a doctor, but is a quack. I love that.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. They're going to be a quack, aren't they?
Well, by definition.
Yeah.
And by treatment, they mean antibiotics in large doses for no reason. I think it's your turn, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, are you there?
Sorry about that. I'm having a bit of a disconnect every so often.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My own path has been to have nutritional panels that are used in functional medicine and working with Nancy Guberti. Do anyone know that?
I don't care what she's called.
A certified holistic. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I don't care what she's called. To me, she's called the Crack McGee.
Crack McGee actually works. Some people have shared with me that they were doing well with naturopaths as another route back to health. Many of us are incorporating different modalities.
Yeah, that's modalities. That's like basically a different way of saying overall concept of treatment.
Oh, okay. Such as herbal medicine, essential oils, and homeopathy.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is.
We called it. I fucking called it.
Oh, homeopathy.
It wasn't difficult to call, but we called it.
Homeopathy, the one bullshit to rule them all. Well, okay, the one alternative medicine to rule them all.
Yeah, fucking aromatherapy as well, it seems.
Well, at least aromatherapy, okay, the idea that like the concept that smells can change your emotional state, like you can at least do something with aromatherapy.
Yeah, it smells nice.
Sometimes some of the smells they use are fucking horrid. But homeopathy, it's never just sugar pill, like lactose pills, or it's water. Yeah. That's all it is. The best part, I saw something fucking insane. I saw a homeopath recommend homeopathic pills to diabetic patients. In other words, they recommended giving sugar pills to diabetics.
That can go very well.
That is the most. I don't even know where to start on that one. Oh, I like that. Jella. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I tried homeopathy. I tried homeopathic cocaine once. I drank tap water.
It's true.
I love that. The thing is, there's probably like if you were to buy homeopathic cocaine, there's probably more cocaine on a typical banknote than there is in the actual homeopathic.
Probably, yeah.
You would be better off just smelling banknotes.
And
along with supplements, yeah, supplementation. Yeah, you know the thing where I fucking hate supplements. Like, no, okay, I don't hate supplements. But I hate the idea that it's become sort of this big thing, when in reality you only really need to use them if you're pregnant. There's a few that is there's actual evidence for, or if you have an actual deficiency. Sorry, very short rant. There was just one sentence over. Whatever path you do choose, understand that morons forces a lifestyle change. All your future choices. There's no magic. There's no magic bullet that is going to fix this problem overnight.
Well, you know, that's possibly not quite true.
I love that they say magic bullet just after talking about fucking homeopathy.
No, this website is just, it's a gift that keeps on giving, isn't it?
Ah, it's beautiful. Let's see. Whose turn is it?
Right.
No, I just read.
You just read, but yeah, okay. Dan?
Yeah, fucking disconnect again. Okay, you want me to read?
Yeah.
Sure. Currently, there are many people who have fibers in their skin and are totally unaware of it.
Before we go on, everyone check.
Remember to check the palms of your hands, ladies and gentlemen.
I do have fibers in my skin. They're called hairs. I mean, that is technically fibers coming out of my skin. I have a lot of them.
I'm pretty sure if you just take a microscope,
Oh no, they're all over my head and my face. No, they're all over my junk. Fuck, I have Morgellons on my balls.
You're gonna die, Micro.
Damn you, ball Morgellons.
Damn it, we need pictures to be able to confirm the diagnosis.
They're not showing any other symptoms of Morgellons. Healthy skin should not have fibers or particles in it.
And healthy brains should not have these ideas in them.
Hang on.
And
if should have fibers and
manifest into.
Sorry, go on.
Wait, what? What did you say, Hat?
Well, it's like skin. You know, skin has. Okay, so if you take this out of context, and so skin should have fibers and particles. Everything has particles in it.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway.
But I mean, yeah, but it's perfectly normal that you have like things that's inside your skin. Like, it's not necessarily healthy, but it's not necessarily unhealthy, as long as it's not big enough to cause an actual infection.
It's also not very difficult to have a piece of fiber actually stick into your skin. I mean,
well, no, if you have you get like a wound, or like you like a wound of some kind, and then wear clothes or sleep in a bed. Yeah, fibers are going to end up inside it, and you can't.
If you're wearing clothes that have very strong fibers, they can stick into extremely soft parts of your skin. Even if it's very superficially, it could still be put into your skin. Have you ever had a piece of hair get stuck in your skin?
Yeah, ingrown hair.
Oh, yeah. No, not ingrown. I'm talking about like a piece of your beard or cut hair actually.
Oh yeah, because it's sharp as fuck. Yeah, I have had that.
Yeah, and I mean, it can happen. It's not too far-fetched to think that clothes could do the same, even to a much lesser extent.
Especially if one of the symptoms of this so-called symptoms of so-called disease is excessive scratching and rubbing. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's both on the skin causing lesions and also on the clothing, thereby rubbing fibers into.
Yeah, remember these people will be meticulously searching their body for these things and cause scratching and stuff like that. They have a high.
People scratch and pick without even realizing they're doing it as well.
I realize I'm doing it. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, some people do. Some people don't. Some people sit there. I mean, maybe they realize they do it, but not as much, not to the extent that they actually do, because it becomes habit, and you don't necessarily think of it. You're not consciously aware of it. I mean, I do it. Everyone has their... Yeah, you see lots of people kind of scratching and stuff. And if somebody does it a lot, then they don't realise how much they're doing it. Often, perhaps, maybe. That's not a blanket statement.
I think we have one
whole sentence. When and if this manifests into full-blown expression of the disease remains to be seen. It seems like it's trying to do like some fear-mongering, although...
Yeah, that is exactly what it's doing. It's saying, you might have it, and it could strike at any time. Dum, dum, dum.
Morgellons disease is not a mental illness. It says on the website.
Nice. Okay, Paranoid just posted a link to a YouTube video called "Your Testicles and You."
I'm gonna see that.
So that's interesting. It's a minute long. I'm currently watching it. What the fuck have you posted? Okay, that was weird. Okay, everyone, go watch that. You obviously can't see it if you're watching this afterwards, but if you're watching it live, go click at that. Apparently, it's from a movie called Johnny Dangerously. And it was for someone else in the chat. Anyways, back to that was a weird tangent.
It was a tangent, at least.
I think it's your turn, Ad.
It probably is. Where were we? Oh yeah. Sorry. For those in the throes of biting, itching, stinging. How does a person go about stinging another person? I don't know. I have a pet wasp, but I'm not afraid to use it. For those in the throes of biting. My daughter got bitten on her third day at nursery school. Anyway, for those in throes of biting, itching, stinging, wasp fancying, and crawling sensations, and ant petting, know that things can change. I am evidence of that.
I am evidence. I have become evidence, destroyer of worlds.
When I became ill, I saw no future way out of this nightmare.
Not even suicide. Like I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to be like, oh, you kill yourself. No, like I'm certainly like, because if you see, like, when I became ill, I saw no future or way out of this nightmare. So in other words, you had no options, and you also ruled out suicide. That seems a bit weird, like, because that's always an option to get out of something. It's a stupid option to take in most cases.
Yeah, stupid, short-sighted, and
not stupid as in the person is stupid. Stupid as in it's a stupid option.
It's a stupid option because
like if you have suicidal thoughts, go talk to someone. You probably don't need to kill yourself. There's a good chance you don't need to kill yourself.
Just no.
Exactly. It's a short-sighted. It's a short-range solution.
Well, this got dark.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not a. It's like this whole mental illness branding it as a, thing. It's like people do have suicidal thoughts.
Did you see? Hat probably didn't see this because he is on Twitter. And did you see, this is a real tangent. Hat, do you know who Andrew Tate is? UK-based, London-based kickboxer. He's like some class heavyweight, light heavyweight kickboxing world champion or something.
No, I don't really follow kickboxing.
Yeah, okay, me neither. But he over the last couple of days, he's gone on a complete like Twitter meltdown, ranting about how depression isn't real, and it's just people, feeling sad, and they should just man up.
I had a guy on my channel who I think was just trolling, but it was a regular kind of semi-troll who was talking about PTSD in the same manner. Who says, "Oh, I've known thousands, millions of veterans who've seen others who it's not affected them." It's like, well, PTSD is a thing, and I've lived with veterans who have it, and it's definitely real.
Let's see if I can find the actual, like, yeah. He went on this long time, and he just read some of them. Depression isn't real. You'll feel sad. You move on. You will always be depressed if your life is depressing. Change it, and then it's a fact.
Oh, this is the kind of the.
There are very few fat, lonely guys, age 60, with no money. He really doesn't know how to punctuate. With no money or family or hobbies, who aren't depressed. It's not a clinical disease. It's a circumstance which they much change. Most depressed, in quotation marks, the people are unhappy with their life, too lazy to change it. That simple. And it just goes on and on and on. And he's been debating like actual medical professionals. If you have the time, go read it. It's fucking glorious.
I've been kind of not engaging with Twitter because I haven't got the time or the energy. That makes me want to go on Twitter right now.
go look up all the a lot of the responses from actual medical professionals to him. It's what's he called? Dr. Christian Jessen, the TV doctor from the UK. I think he did Embarrassing Bodies. You probably know who he is, Hat.
No.
Oh, Fatter. He went after him.
I think I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. Even better, the comedian Ed Burns went after him, which is also fucking glorious.
Yeah.
And he's just this Andrew guy is just a complete, he's a complete tit. Sorry, I have been having a lot of pent-up aggression against this guy for the last few days.
Yeah.
And all I really posted on Twitter against him was just, "Hey moron, I have some reading for you," and just posted I basically just went on PubMed and typed in depression and functional MRI and just fMRI, and just posted that link to him, to that search.
Yeah. So he's got the whole
That's of course assuming that he can actually read. He's probably had so many, his job is to get kicked in the head. I'm just gonna assume that he's still struggling with trying to pronounce fMRI.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Although I'm not cured, in quotation marks for some reason, and for some reason the quotation mark is why is the cover inside the quotation mark? That should clearly be outside of it.
Punctuation.
I rarely show outward signs of disease. Well, you clearly show outward signs of being mentally ill against this website. And all the worst sensations have stopped. I'm back to confidently living my life and pursuing my dreams, which is apparently making a website. You can get there. May you find ease on your journey, Isla.
I don't know if it was your.
I used to have a friend in school who had a dog named that.
Oh right, yeah, that's nice. You see that penultimate sentence you had? It was either my ears or your accent or both. But I heard you say you can get beer.
Oh, that's glorious. Okay,
Yes,
fuck that. I say we go to the last 20 minutes here. We go to the photo gallery.
Oh, a photograph gallery. Where?
Okay, what do we do? Which one would you? Fibers and what? I kind of want to click on the stool.
First, go to urine first. Let's ease ourselves into this.
Okay.
Really now? Are you
Well,
fucking kidding me?
Well, it's like I haven't got the screen share. Where were you?
Blah, blah. I refuse to believe that I don't think you peed that out. Sorry, no, you did not pee that out. You didn't find that in your pee. That's more likely it's something that was like that's hair. That's clearly hair. Like, at least the one with all the stripes on it. That's how hair looks under a microscope.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this is clearly also hair. You can actually the one below it. You can see the I guess scales. That's a wrong word to use, but you can see like the structure of hair. Let's just look up hair structure. Probably misspelled that. This is a good one. Like, you can see those cuticles. That's what they're called. Well, that's the outer layer. And you can see that in this picture. That's a hair with some shit on it.
Mm-hmm. Some blue shit to be exact.
I have no idea what that is. It looks a bit like wait. Okay, they apparently stained it for some reason. Originally translucent and ectoplasmic. Ectoplasmic? No solid form. Wait, no, I'm sorry. If it's a tangle of fibers, then it is solid. Fibers, by definition, have to be solid. You can't make liquid fibers.
Paranorm says it looks like Smurf ejaculates in water.
Yeah, it kind of does, actually.
It does, doesn't it? But look at the bottom one. Look at the one just... Yeah, look at that. That's a hair, but look at what they say about it.
Look closer at this 9mm Morg fiber. Oh, they're using slang now. Captured in urine. False color? Wait, what? Image to bring out detail. Looks white to the unaided eye, so it's a blonde person. Complex structure evident. A central core architecture surrounded by a sheath of some sort. Yeah, that's the structure of hair. That is literally how hair is structured.
Well, but to me,
that is clearly hair.
Look at the little cells. The background. It looks like skin cells.
Actually, I think those are. I think they look like they're out of focus. I think that's just shit on the objective.
Good point.
So I went and did an image search for hair under microscope, and I got lots of images of hair under microscope. Yeah, they're not dissimilar. In fact, they're Okay,
we get a lot of. Those are electron microscopies. Yeah. Oh, here's a good one. Here you really see it. And that's the end of it here. That's split ends. Well, that's not. Oh, sorry, this is split ends. Yeah, you can see the central. And if you look, all of these are like the little. This is dog hair, but those little like round black things, those are what give the pigmentation to the hair. Oh, here's a good one. You can really see the central core. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's gray fox here. Oh, cool. Sorry, I have to go away. I can keep looking at these pictures.
Oh, yeah, same. That's one of the best things about having a microscope. You find all sorts of shit in your home. You just want to put it on a microscope.
I really need to get. The problem is the lamp in mine is still the original lamp, still the original bulb from the back in the 50s. So it gets really hot. The problem is there's no way to open it. There's no way to get the bulb out so I can change it.
Sure.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. So I only have like 5 minutes before it boils away, and I can literally burn myself on the lamp.
Oh shit!
That's the thing when you buy. Like, I love it because it's so old, and like it's a cool piece of tech having something this old.
Yeah.
Like I have to, like, it came in the original box.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Yeah, mine had a lot of work that I had to do on it to get it working.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, I could split it open and take the bulb out, but I kind of don't want to do that because it's so old.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking just making a new because I can take off the light from it. So I'm thinking just like at some point making a new light for it and attaching it to it and just saving your light.
If it ain't broke, then fix it.
Yeah. Again, I'm not sure what the fuck we're looking at. But I assure you, if it's 8 millimeters long, you didn't pee it out. If you have these things inside your urethra, there's something seriously wrong with you, and it's not Morgellons. Oh, look, it's a vial of piss.
Yeah.
Yay! Wait, what? Sediment settle to approximately 15 millimeters from bottom. What the fuck are you eating? Are you peeing out sand? Several filaments sprout from silt. Wait, Dan, you probably know this. Isn't silt and sand and sediment and stuff like that? Well, not sediment, but silt and sand. Isn't that that's a matter of how big the particles are?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So
is it the average side of the particles, or is it like the biggest one? Like
it's an average. You do it for average, but then again, what you would do is you'd settle it out.
Oh, and separate it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll separate the
difference.
difference.
Yeah, like I was about to ask if I take some sand and mix it with some gravel.
You'll separate out and you give a proper description, or if you have a consolidated material like.
You have like a sandstone with rocks with small rocks in it.
You take a small sample, make a microscope side of it, and then do your calculations under a microscope, which is super fun.
People, we do have actual science on this show. Like I have no idea what this is, but if like you're peeing out sand, go see a doctor. That's called kidney stones.
If you're peeing out sand-sized particles, which is particles up to the size of 2 millimeters in diameter, or sand is you're gonna fucking feel it.
You need to stop eating peanut butter. That's one of the things. If you eat a lot of peanut butter, you increase the risk of kidney stones. Not by a lot, but it is a factor.
Heck.
Wait, what? Don't have any purple earrings, but I did find one sapphire one. What? Okay, what?
I don't ask any questions.
I think I'm guessing that that's some kind of like their lingo. I'm hoping. Like
what's the bottom there? The bottom picture.
What the fuck? Particles in 6.5 pH urine spouting fibers. Why some particles sprout while others of similar size in the same environment do not is a mystery. How is it that cellulose fibers can sprout particles? Because cellulose fibers will often have shit attached to them, like just from being around. The fibers in the particles are equally resistant to acid, bases, and enzymes. They're the same stuff. Okay, wait. You can't just say enzymes. You have to actually clarify what enzyme you're using.
Can we go to the stools now? I want to see the stools.
Yeah, let's look at some shit.
Let's look at some shit. Okay, so any other shit?
Gut slime. Yay! Small blue fiber grows here. Oh, so you actually observed it growing, or you're just assuming that? Not just like it doesn't in the skin. Okay. That could just be you, like. That's probably just you having, like, that could either be dropped afterwards, after you take a shit, or you could have eaten some kind of synthetic fiber that you can't digest.
Which is not impossible. It happens all the time. I mean, if you look at how small that little
I love
slice
Paranoid's comment. Yay, gut slime, and then in parentheses. I'm not afraid of no ghost.
Brilliant.
That's fucking brilliant. Gut slime, small crystal rot, grows between two bits of yellow gel. No, that's just the end of it. Again, that could be a lot of things. And considering how small it is, like, wait, it's a half a millimeter long. Like, having worked mostly in that range when I did my bachelor's project on tardigrades, water bears, this is pretty like much what like plant bits and stuff like that look like when
that's true,
and that's at that size. Like, but they're basically gone. Oh, I've taken a microscope and shit looks weird. Like, literal shit looks weird under it. And like, yeah, if you zoom in on things, they can sometimes look pretty weird.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've started looking at shit under a microscope. It seems like fun.
I have no idea. It's clearly some kind of fiber.
It's blue.
My guess is that it's a synthetic fiber.
Because of the color, perhaps. Because it's blue.
Yeah, and also it's transparent. It looks like plastic.
Can I remind our audience that we're looking at microscopic shit?
Yeah,
literally.
This is how my shit looks.
Looking at microscopic shit. Oh, we're looking at shit through a microscope.
Yeah.
I've done a microscopic shit today.
I did the world's tiny. I will make the world's tiniest shit. Thank you.
Right on a little piece of a glass slide. And you put a microscope and looks like this, and hey, you prove Morgellons disease.
Gel from stool creating fiber. Now that's just something sticking out of it.
It could be literally fucking anything.
Yellow/red. I think that's called orange. Gel from biofilm. Purge number 4. This blob is busy spinning. What? This blob is busy spinning fibers. Fiber. Wait. Okay. Fiber is approximately 20 microns thick. Wait a minute. That's the size of a. That's. I think that's the. I think that's the size of a red blood cell. Fuck it. 20 microns. Okay, fuck it. I seem to remember 20 microns being the size of a red blood cell, which means that they're magnific. Nah, that kind of fits with that math. Nah, fuck it. Sorry, that was a weird tangent. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, it just suddenly all the world went silent, and I got scared.
Yeah, we're just like really fucking. I don't know what to say anymore.
Listen to you ramble on about microns.
God, fuck.
What the fuck?
It looks like. I mean,
but the thing is, like. I'm guessing they probably don't operate under completely sterile, like in a clean room. Like this, like the fibers like this will come in toilet paper. There are, if you look on the toilet paper on the microscope, there are like there are some blue fibers in there.
Oh, yeah, it's lots of weird little funny fibers. I mean, yeah. Most of it's recycled paper anyway, so that's what you can expect. I've actually found a piece of newspaper in a toilet sheet. It was most intriguing.
In the blood.
So I like this little note saying. You moved to the next one. I can say the method of the note about the next piece of stool soup made me laugh. So page 3 drops stool soup on a slide, spread evenly, no stains applied, viewed immediately.
Must have smelled fucking horrible.
Okay, so
blood.
Those aren't white. I'm not sure those are.
I don't think they're white blood cells.
No, because we would see some red, like. I'm getting those are clearly red blood cells. Or they could be platelets. I'm not entirely sure. No, they have to be red blood cells because they don't have a nucleus.
I mean, I've looked at them. The stuff I've looked at on the microscope being blood looks exactly like this. It's not, depending on your lighting, it's not going to look like bright red. You can see it's red on the microscope, but these are also shitty photos. So
yeah, but also red blood cells, human blood cells, well, mammalian red blood cells don't have a nucleus.
Okay.
And in the other cell, you would be able to see that. You will be able to see a dark area on them.
Yeah. Okay.
Like again, the thing is, there's a good chance that these could have fallen in afterwards, but also, I'm not. Those are. Yeah, those are. There might be a nucleus there. No, that's not a nucleus. That's the indentation. These are red blood cells.
Yeah, you can see it perfectly clearly. That's red blood cells.
Yeah, these are red blood cells. Yep, more red blood. But the thing is, like these are. We're coming to an end, so I'm just gonna close it.
Yeah, we just shit this.
No, paranol blood cells aren't blue until they oxidized. That's a myth. They're always red. Oh, and just in case you weren't making a joke, which I can't, maybe you were. Sorry. In any case, yeah, all of those pictures were clearly just like people who are not used to using a microscope. Okay, there's just bad memory. Fair enough. I'm sorry. Like there are people who aren't used to looking at cells, anything else for that matter, under a microscope. So they just assume that anything they see is important. They don't know how to interpret the things they see.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh fuck! I spend so much time looking for microscopes. I love it though. I absolutely love microscopes.
No, it's amazing. Like there's a whole there's a whole world. You can go if you have access. If you ever get the chance to buy a cheap microscope, do it, and then go out. Just like get some moss from your gutter, or go out and get some like water from a lake. The shit you will see in there, it's fucking fascinating. Actually, I'm gonna make a shout out here. Generalize.
Yeah.
Jen.
Yeah.
I think isn't there a channel called Generalize?
Yeah. Jen, she keeps on changing it. No, she's got a new channel now, hasn't she?
I think she's called Jenna Bauer now.
Oh yeah.
She posts a lot of stuff on Twitter. I remember about
on the Microscope Jen on Twitter. She has some very good, very good, like very like brilliant things on like where she's taking lake water.
Yeah, she did a whole project on a black water experiment, didn't she?
Yeah, but she even made her own dark field microscope. And for those who don't know, a dark field microscope is a technique where you don't shine the light directly. I think you only you sort of shine it directly, but you only see the places where the light has hit something, so you get the contrast.
You kind of shine the light.
Thank you, Paranol, for posting that in the chat.
Yeah, you kind of shine the light at a very, very sharp angle, parallel to the lens, parallel to the dish.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Dish, not the dish, the slide. I mean.
Yeah. You like shoot it out in the outer, like the outer part. You put something in the. So it's you only see the area that's where the light has refracted off of something.
Yeah.
And you can see a lot of structures.
Looks cool.
Very cool. In any case,
Jen,
I think
Jen's channel, just looked it up. I think it's the same channel as her old.
Parano actually just posted it in the chat.
Oh yeah, Jen. Yeah, so it's Jenna Bowie.
Yeah.
And it's what is it posted in here? Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, go look at that shit. Be fascinated.
And she posts videos about all sorts of random stuff that she gets.
But I know she has another microscope thing coming up where I put I voiced some clips for her.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago before she moved. Anyways, we're rambling now.
Yeah.
Go check out her channel, and then we will see you next time.
Yeah.
So bye for now.
Bye.